So you don't know what to do with your first $1,000, or maybe you finally have some money saved up and you're wondering how to invest it for some serious profits. I don't care if you are a beginner or you have a little more experience, there's something here for everyone. Now let's get started. First, you must invest in real estate or other alternative assets. Investing in real estate can be a great way to build your wealth over time, but if you're just starting out, you may not have a lot of money to put into real estate. But that's okay, you can still invest in real estate even with only $1,000. Here is exactly how. First, take a look at real estate crowdfunding platforms like Fundrise. You can use these platforms to invest in fractional ownership of real estate properties. That's without having to put down a large amount of cash. Think of it as if you're paying money on a rental property but letting someone else do all the work and manage it. Then they'll give you a piece of the rent they receive as compensation. This is a great way to get started in real estate without having to break the bank. Next, you want to consider investing in what's called a real estate investment trust, or REIT. REITs are basically securities that allow you to invest in a portfolio of real estate properties without having to purchase them directly. It's just like buying stocks. First, you can buy these by opening up a brokerage account on, let's say, Robinhood or Webull. Then you want to do some research on some of the best performing REITs and watch your money compound over time. Now finally, let's not forget about good old-fashioned real estate. You can use your $1,000 to put down a deposit or down payment on a rental property, or even purchase a fixer-upper to live in or rent out. Just be sure to do your homework before making any big decisions. Real estate investing can be risky business if you don't know what you're doing. Next, you want to consider investing in a low-cost index fund. Index funds are a great way to invest in the stock market without having to pick individual stocks themselves. They're also a low-cost way to invest, which is why index funds have become increasingly popular in recent years. Here's a step-by-step guide to buying index funds. Decide which index fund you want to buy. There are many different ones available, so do some research to find the one that's right for you. Open an account with a brokerage firm. You'll need to choose a reputable firm that offers index funds like maybe Charles Schwab or TD Ameritrade. Deposit money into your account. You will still be able to find some with less than $1,000 to cover the cost of the index fund you're interested in buying. Place your order. Once you've decided how much of the index fund you want to buy, place your order with your brokerage firm, then start looking over your investment as time goes by. It's important to keep track of how your index fund is performing so you can make adjustments as necessary. You also want to start investing in dividend-paying stocks. If you're like most people, the stock market probably seems like a daunting place. After all, who wants to risk their hard-earned money on something that could potentially lose value? However, there are actually a number of ways to minimize risk and invest in dividend stocks with only $1,000. Here are 5 tips you need to know. Look for companies that have a history of paying dividends. These companies are more likely to continue paying dividends in the future, so you can feel confident about your investment. Next, you want to consider the dividend yield. This is the percentage of the stock price that is paid out in dividends. A higher dividend yield means more income for you. Review the company's dividend history. Has the company been consistently raising its dividend? If so, that's a good sign that the company is doing well and is likely to continue doing well in the future. Lastly, don't forget to diversify. Don't put all your eggs in one basket by investing it all in one stock. Make sure to spread out your money in order to give yourself a better chance of profiting in the long run. Next, I need you to know that you must look into investing in yourself by taking courses and learning about personal finance. There are countless ways to invest in yourself, but one of the best is to educate yourself on personal finance. Money may not be the root of all evil, but it's certainly a major stressor for many people. By taking some courses and learning about personal finance, you can rid yourself of money worries and become more financially savvy. Here are 5 ways to get started. Watch YouTube videos. There are tons of great YouTube channels out there that can teach you a lot about personal finance, just like this one. And the best part is they're 100% free. Take a class at Skillshare or another online learning platform. These platforms usually offer classes on a variety of topics, including personal finance. And like YouTube videos, they're usually very affordable or even free in some cases. Go to seminars and workshops. These events can be a great way to learn about personal finance from experts in the field. They also tend to be very affordable, and you might even be able to find some that are free as well. Read books and articles on the subject. This is probably the most traditional way of learning about personal finance, but it's still effective. You can find a lot of great resources online or at your local library. Find a financial mentor. This is someone who can help you learn about personal finance by sharing their own knowledge and experience with you. Now, next, you must want to consider thinking about starting a small business. So you've got a great business idea and you're ready to get started, but there's just one problem. You don't have a lot of money to invest. Not to worry, because with a little creativity and resourcefulness, you can get your small business off the ground with only $1,000. Here are 5 ways to do it. Get creative with your funding sources. Talk to family and friends and look into crowdfunding platforms or apply for small business loans. Save wherever possible. Use free or low-cost resources whenever possible, such as open source software or free design templates. Be frugal with your spending. Keep your overhead low by working from home or maybe negotiating better rates with vendors and cutting unnecessary costs. Get creative with your marketing. Focus on online and word-of-mouth advertising, which are cheaper than traditional methods like print or TV ads. With a little ingenuity and hard work, you can start a small business on a very light budget. Last but not least, you want to pay off high-interest debt. If you're like most people, you probably have a lot of high-interest debt. Whether it's from credit cards, car loans, or student loans, high-interest debt can be a drag on your finances, but what if you only had $1,000 to pay it off? Here are 5 tips to get rid of that high-interest debt once and for all. Make a budget. Before you can start paying off your debt, you need to know how much money you have to work with. Make a list of all your income and expenses so you can see where your money is going each month. Start with high interest debt first. The sooner you can get rid of high interest debt, the better. That way you'll save more money on interest payments and be able to put more money towards paying off the rest of your debt. Make extra payments whenever possible. If you get a bonus at work or some other windfall, put it towards that debt rather than blowing it on drinks and eating out every weekend. The faster you can pay it off, the better. Negotiate with your creditors. If you're having trouble making your payments, reach out to your creditors and see if they're willing to work with you. They may be willing to lower your interest rate or give you more time to pay off your debt, or even raise your credit limit in some cases. Seek out professional help. If you're really struggling to get rid of your high interest debt, there are plenty of professional organizations that can help, such as credit counseling services or even debt settlement companies.